Hello, this is
All right.
Doobies and Movies, episode 4, and this is on Mandalorian season 2, episode 2. And once more, I have my Star Wars expert Steve here to tell me about what he
What, what?
thought and any other cool things he noticed in that episode. So I guess I'll just say that I enjoyed this one too, not as much as last week, but that's natural in a TV show. I thought it was still a really good episode. I enjoyed the little alien mum with her eggs and all Yoda getting up to mischief and big spiders and all of it. I enjoyed it. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, what do you think?
yeah, I think it was good. Like you said, it was definitely wasn't as an impactful episode as last time. I think the premiere really kind of tried to make a really big bang start with the series and really like pick it up, and then they brought it down a bit more. Nothing too crazy happened this episode, but it was still a good episode. Like you said, you had the mother who was just with loads of her eggs, and she was just trying to get them from Tatooine to whatever planet they went to meet the father and to raise him and all that kind of stuff. And just like the little bumps in the road, you found that Baby Yoda would just randomly start eating them every now and again, and you just like Mando would keep telling him not to. Then you had the freaky spider aliens, which
Yeah, they were
they're
sick.
they're sick, but they've made an appearance before because it's in Star Wars Rebels, like the cartoon
I
series.
haven't watched that.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not even on that planet. It's on a different planet, but they look the same. They're still spider bodies with the body on top and then the head kind of dangling down in the middle. The same species, but just different planet. Yeah, they're like ferocious on that planet as well. So that's quite normal for this kind of thing on Star Wars. But
Yeah, I mean, it even made me think back to Jedi Fallen Order because you fought a lot of spiders in that
yeah,
game.
yeah. I literally when I saw those spiders on the thing, when I finished the episode, I actually looked up Fallen Order to see if they were the same spiders that were on there, but they're not.
Oh, right.
But I think they've got this thing with Star Wars with spiders and different kind of creatures that just provide different challenges. And spiders were, I mean, they were quite sick just to see. You had like the tiny little ones everywhere that Baby Yoda was eating out of the eggs, and then you had the slightly medium size, and you had the massive fucker.
The only thing I don't get, and obviously this is the thing for a lot of action movies, but once
Mm.
Mando's killed, like, so like they're attacking them. I'll start from me. My understanding is that the spiders come out because Baby Yoda's eating one of the eggs.
Yeah.
Then how many of them is it worth losing to potentially kill Mando? I know spiders aren't thinking with that necessary logic, but I'm just watching the
Yeah.
spiders and I'm like, you've just lost like 50 of your babies to even have a shot
Yeah.
at Mando. Like,
But
surely you'd give up at that point.
I suppose it depends on, because I mean, spiders lay a lot of eggs, so there could be like multiple rooms of those in that cave, where like 50 to 100 of them are like nothing to that spider. I don't. Who knows? But all I can say is that when you were just in that room in itself, the amount of eggs that were in that room, and then there was like chasms underneath that loads of spiders came crawling up from. So I mean, for all intents and purposes, there could be fucking thousands and thousands of them. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a good theory though. I think it's just based on like how they want to approach it. I mean, the main problem with the spiders in that episode, at least, were they weren't overpowering them in terms of numbers with loads of smaller ones. It was mainly the big fat one that was making most of the problems. Manda was able to deal with the smaller ones with the flamethrower, and that it was the big one that they needed the X wings for.
That was the other thing. Why does he only bring out the flamethrower at the end?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And
That
literally,
was the thing that totally
yeah,
confused me because it was like, okay, you were struggling with the pistol, and then as soon as he
yeah,
started to get a bit easier for him, he just brings out the flamethrower. It's like,
yeah,
what?
no,
Where was that
it
5 minutes ago?
didn't make any sense. The only thing I can make from that episode, that from that bit at least, that made sense was that when he started using the flamethrower, it was through like a passageway, so it wasn't so open. So I suppose when he was burning them, then he only had to burn in a small direction. So and he'd get
Even
them.
when they first start crawling through the passageway, before
Yeah,
it goes on Baby Yoda's head, it's like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
He's
no,
not.
no,
He's not using it.
you're right. I mean, the most effective thing there would have been the flamethrower because you're also on an ice planet, so they would have been more used to cold anyway. So the flamethrower would have been better regardless. But I don't know. That's just how Disney wanted to approach it. That's how Mando was going to approach it with a pistol instead. So that's what he did. But I found it was quite sick that at the end you had the two X-wings that came down into the chasm that were originally chasing him and shot them with the turrets on their ships.
Yeah, I thought that was quite cool. The way they threaten him but decide not to arrest him.
Yeah,
Again, they're trying to bring back things from the original tone of Star Wars with the human side where people are quite decent. You know, they're trying to, like, Mando in both episodes is bonded with someone. This mum, she was quite sweet. It was nice again playing with the language.
yeah.
In fact, they can't really communicate to each other. And it was quite funny how they used Richard Ayoade's droid or whatever, so you
Oh
heard
yeah,
his
that's
voice
good.
again.
Yeah, yeah. I like that little
Um,
cameo from Richard
yeah,
Ayoade. That was good.
he's got the most annoying voice, so it just works for that
Yeah,
fucking.
for a robot, he works perfectly. Like genuinely, really good for a
But
robot,
it was
especially.
it was a clever way for them to communicate. And I just liked her as a character. There was something sweet about this mum that was just like trying to save all of her eggs. But it
Yeah.
was just a bit horrible when Baby Yoda was eating them. You're like, you're literally eating her eggs, bro.
He was just eating them. He was munching them up all the time. I thought that was probably the funniest part of the episode. Was just constantly, every now and again, you would just see Baby Yoda with an egg in his hand, and it just goes in his mouth. It was just really jokes. I thought
Yeah,
that was great.
I felt that they were moving forward that father-son dynamic because he's getting a bit older now. He's got that curiosity. He's trying to like try things.
Yeah,
But obviously he's not a normal kid that they're in like perilous situations. So him trying
yeah, yeah.
things often causes shit, like spiders to come try and kill him. So
Mm.
it's going to be interesting, that dynamic of the fact that he is a bit of a liability the more he does things like that. And
Yeah, and it was quite good to see that the two X-wing fighters they were talking about. Oh yeah, when part of the New Republic and all this, and that's going to be like another kind of hurdle for Mando because obviously they made the mention to that in that cave when they killed all the spiders. They were talking about the prisoner that he broke out. If you remember in series one, where he works with the other bounty hunters and stuff and goes and frees that prisoner, and that they all die. But the fact that he broke into a Republic prison is the problem. So like
yeah,
he's not only got like the Empire chasing after him and bounty hunters who are working for the Empire, but then he's also got the New Republic, which some agents of the New Republic may still have grudges against him.
it's important to try and show all these sides, and they have slowly tried to bring more things in from the main universe in these two episodes.
Mm.
Interestingly, the director of this episode was the guy Peyton Reed who did the Ant-Man films. So
Yeah,
it was quite interesting actually because I mean I like the Ant-Man films, but they're also not mind blowing, and you don't know how much you praise the director for that because it doesn't seem like the hardest job to do those films, and you don't know how much is his
mm.
vision and how much is just Marvel's vision. But he did a good
Yeah,
job again with these episodes. So he's obviously like knows what he's doing.
yeah. No, it's
The humor
definitely.
was there, the heart was there, the action set pieces were sick. Um,
Mm.
I guess I don't know. You could say there was less of a unique stamp on it than some of the other directors, but at the same time, he got the Star Wars tone pretty spot on, and isn't that kind of what he's supposed to do? Um, so yeah, I thought he did a good job. I just still think it was a strong episode. I just think you can't have every episode be as action packed.
No, no.
And it was 10 minutes shorter, and that seems to what they do. The premiere and the finale seem to be longer than the other episodes.
Yeah, I mean that kind of works for it really. I mean, you don't need hour-long episodes for every single episode of Mando because, like you said, it's not going to be action-packed. Like it's not going to be gunfights and everything. Every single scene of every single episode, it's not going to be so impactful on like the Star Wars universe. There are going to be these little trips that Mando does that make no difference on like the actual start and storyline of the series. It will just be kind of like these little stop points he makes for his kind of either relationship with Baby Yoda, or it'll be some kind of link he's got to make to find another Mandalorian or something. So he's making progress now. That he's getting there. He's gone to the snow planet. He's done all that, killed the spiders, got the mother out with the babies and that. And then he's gonna get some more information on the Mandos, and then that'll kind of develop, and we'll see where that goes. I guess in the next couple episodes, and see if he can actually find the Mandalorians he's got information for now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, seems to be setting up this idea of him looking for other Mandalorians in both episodes. So it seems like they're saying that's what the main plot
Mm.
of the season will be. It seemed like after a lot of his mates died in season one, or not mates, but associates, it seems like Princess Carolyn, I don't know her name in the show, but it seems like she's becoming his main go-to now because she was the
Yeah,
one that sorted him out both episodes with information and stuff. So it's just, yeah, it's just cool, man, having Princess Carolyn chill out in the Star Wars universe.
yeah. No, I think, yeah, she's just going to be kind of like this kind of confidant and advisor character to Mando because she was just in series one. She was happy to look after Baby Yoda while Mando went off and killed stuff and all that kind of thing. So it makes sense that she's going to kind of be this, I don't know, just kind of a verbal role where she just kind of tells Mando these things. It helps him out, fixes his ship up every now and again whenever he's on Tatooine. And then, he'll go off and do some other stuff. I reckon he'll go back to Tatooine every now and again. I don't know, or maybe she'll come onto the ship or something because she's just such an important part of the series at the moment.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it probably just makes sense to just keep her around, considering you need some familiar faces for Mandalorian
Mm.
to be on his side.
Yeah, and I mean, considering that at the start of the episode we saw that he's already got under attack from bounty hunters and whatnot that are after the kid. There are going to be less and less places where Mando can go around the galaxy that he's not under attack. And he made that fair point that him going at sublight rather than at light speed from planet to planet is dangerous. And it showed that because the X-Wings literally found him pretty easily. So,
Yeah, that was a nice touch actually to have just little things like that. Bringing in the Star Wars terminology and getting into like the different
yeah.
kinds of speeds and ways a spaceship can travel and what sets you off and shit like that. I mean, it's not really a spaceship, was it? Cruiser of some kind, but
Yeah, that's one thing as well. Is I've got one query about his ship is that it's so like for a bounty hunter that's as kind of as sick as Mando, you would expect him to have a ship that's more powerful or at least quicker or got better lasers and stuff on him. But he seems to have quite an old rust bucket of a ship that he's kind of mended up several times that is still, gets him from A to B. But in terms of like, if you compared it to like Boba Fett or Jango Fett or, multiple other bounty hunters, they have 6 ships with loads of blasters and weapon systems and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't seem to have that, which is a bit, I don't know, maybe that'll change. Maybe he gets upgrades for the ship at some point and maybe gets a new ship, who knows? But it just seems to be one thing that he seems to be missing out on as a bounty hunter.
yeah, I mean, I guess he's a bit more underground.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he upgrades and gets some flashy
Yeah,
spaceship or something.
be sick to see if he just gets some sick cannons or something on it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so far that this has been kind of definitely one of the more quieter episodes, and definitely kind of more. It's very much so based on finding the Mandalorians, and I think that'll be the next part of this kind of part of the series. And then towards the end of the series, maybe he'll get clues to where he's got to go, or I don't know. Maybe there'll be another fight with the Empire because the Empire killed the last set of Mandalorians, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think as we were discussing last week, there's obviously stuff that they're building up to with
Mm-hmm.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
And they haven't announced who's directing episode 3.
I think they're keeping it close to their chest so they
Yeah,
can surprise us every time.
but no, I think that's one of the things that I like about it. The different directors that get involved means that episodes feel quite different. Look, what is it gonna be like? What, 8 episodes in the season?
Probably.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
last.
eight episodes in the season. So we're what, a quarter of the way through now.
Mm.
There's so much time for them
Yeah,
to do
definitely.
shit.
Yeah, and I think considering the premiere opened so promisingly, and this one's also been, consistently sick as well. They've got 6 more episodes to bang it out and just get so much more kind of Star Wars links to it. Maybe even visit planets that we've visited on films and stuff before. You never know. And considering that they've now introduced the New Republic, it's already made a link to the first Star Wars sequel film, The Force Awakens, because it's already mentioned the New Republic. It's already mentioned that it's established. So you already know that, in say 20, 30 years from the Mandalorian's current point in time, that the New Republic, the planets that the New Republic is on, will get destroyed. So you know that that's kind of like going to happen at some point. You know that the New Republic isn't some order that's going to be around for a long time. You know it's going to get destroyed again. So it's quite a good link that they've introduced that this early on into the series.
Yeah, I think that will be a thing they bring back.
You need your mic.
Oh yeah. yeah. I think that is something they'll bring back. And I think that they are putting in all these little seeds for the season and future seasons. I was just seeing if there was any other information I could find. Princess Carolyn's name is Pelimotto.
Pelimotto. Okay,
Yeah.
Pelimotto. That's the thing. I feel like characters like that in Mando, either you don't hear the name or they mention it once when they first meet him, and it's so quick you just don't really realize it.
Yeah. Yeah, I never learn people's names because they also have really confusing fucking names too.
Yeah,
it's not just like John.
Yeah, John the Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian's name is fucking like Din Djarin.
Din, yeah, that's it. Din.
Din?
Is it Din Djarin?
Din Djarin, yeah.
Din, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Fucking Din, mate.
Fucking Din. Yeah, nah, it's yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything we've missed that we haven't talked about. I think we might have touched on everything for that episode, because I think that like we said, it's quite a quiet episode. There's not really any big links to anything other than like the New Republic and that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything we've missed. I mean, the only other mention was like that bounty hunter droid, and that made a quick mention when she was using it to translate and that. But that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, there was one other fact I found out from the other episode, the last episode, was that there's an astromech droid that's used in Polymeto's shop, like fix-up place, and that astromech was like the same one that was used when Luke Skywalker is picking out droids from the Jawa thing in A New Hope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's the same astromech from that. So they've used same set, same droids, same kind of creatures and all that in the first episode that they did from the first film. So another little link I forgot to mention last week.
Well, I think that's probably a good point to wrap it up then.
Yeah, probably.
Doobies and movies. Thank you for watching. Next week we will be reporting on episode 3 of The Mandalorian, and hopefully we will have more guests. But put that out there, because at the moment that's been unattainable. But yeah, Doobies and movies. Peace out, bro.